Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of StarCraft Inc. You're watching a TVZ on Metalopolis. Now, something special about this game, this is me trying out to cast the IPL qualifiers. That's the IGN Pro League. If you guys don't know what it is, it's pretty easy to Google. Go check that out. There's been 4 seasons so far. I'm actually trying out to cast the 5th season, and if I get that, that'd be pretty cool. So for all you guys who watch my channel on a regular basis, help me out in the comment section below. You tell all those people who are going to come to my channel to kind of evaluate me, tell them why I should be the one that casts IPL. But to kind of hop into this game, I chose a game. I was given a replay pack. I chose this game because I'd never heard of either of the players. On the replay name, it said Babong was one of them, and I was like, yes! I have to cast this game. And then it turns out there's nobody here named Babong. So I don't even know. And in the replay never actually told me what race each player played. So I don't know which one's supposed to be Babong. But I feel ripped off, okay? I feel ripped off. ZephyrPrime is the Zerg player on the bottom. And his opponent is the Red Terran, as I said before, ByuNPrime. And, you know, as people who watch my channel, I do play Protoss. This isn't my best matchup, but is one of my favorites to watch. It seriously is. This is like the timeless classic of StarCraft. And it's so dynamic. Both of these races can get away with the funniest crap and survive. They're like the cockroaches of StarCraft, and I love how far these games can be stretched. So we are seeing that very standard fast expand from ZephyrPrime, and no pool yet in sight, and we will see the gas before pool, so it's likely we're going to see either early speed or pretty much standard speed or really early layer tech. It all depends on how long he keeps those boys on gas, but we'll see later in the game. And ByuNPrime actually opting for a wall, which is obviously very standard against Zerg players, and I'm very curious as to see whether he gets a gas or whether he goes for an expand. If we're going to see like a bomber style, we might see a gas into a factory, but it looks like, there we go, there's a really early command center for the Terran player, and I love this style because it's not as common as that, you know, 1-1-1 with the early Hellions that end up covering a double expand. So this is a very ballsy fast expand, but not completely risky, because as we saw, the Zerg player did drop his expansion without getting a spawning pool. So the Terran player, actually not scouting that until now, was kind of doing his expansion blind, but now he knows he's safe for the time being. He's getting these Marines out one by one. He will be able to defend this if pushed. So from the Zerg player, we do see a lot of larva. We are seeing that speed instead of like a stupid early hatchery upgrade, the layer. But we do see that he pulled his drones off gas, so we aren't going to see any tech anytime soon, or roaches for that matter. So just a couple of lings to do some scouting, which, you know, some low-level Zerg don't even get any lings unless they see some sort of aggression, which is, come on, it's ridiculous. These lings are so dirt cheap. They give you tower vision. They give you something to go around and scout for proxy pylons or hidden tech. They're so valuable. I don't know why players sometimes opt not to get those. I never see a pro player not get them, and neither do you. So we are going to see that the factory tech right now. We're seeing a reactor on the barracks that's probably going to get hot-swapped onto the factory, and so maybe we are going to see those Hellions. And I mean, Hellions are always a good choice. We got double queen here, so probably a little bit of a prediction. I don't know where this queen's going, but a little bit of a prediction here from ZephyrPrime, assuming that there will be those Hellions coming in. Although, is that just... okay, so there's only 2 queens here. And we are going to see those double Hellions coming out, as well as a starport. So this 1-1-1 follows the fast expand, but it's well defended. We do have a bunker. We do have somewhat of a wall being created here. And there's only... ooh, there's a lot of lings crossing the map, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of lings. And we could see ZephyrPrime really put on some hurt. He's taking his 3rd base behind this. Is ByuPrime paying attention to these Hellions? Barely sees this. Just barely sees this. He's going to need every Hellion he's got, trying to quickly wall off this choke. He's actually going to cover the surface area of this bunker by using some supply depots under construction, trying to deal with these lings the best he can. This base is becoming punished severely. A bunch of Hellions on the low ground will die to some lings as they get caught in the corner. It's a little bit of miscontrol by ByuNPrime, but this high ground Hellion helping him a lot. Forced to lift off his command center. So, wow, bringing on the hurt to ByuNPrime. Trying to land that command center immediately. Going to repair that Hellion. He needs to push out with this Hellion. He needs to punish this third base. He needs to stop his opponent from gaining a macro advantage. He has enough to deal with these lings if he micros it properly. But he seems to be afraid, I don't know, to bring his Hellions down the ramp. Here we go. Hellions are now finally going to start aggressing those lings. And just kind of sitting on the choke. He can't afford a run by into the main. But I mean, if his response time was fast enough, he has these supply depots. He could raise those. He needs to push out and deny this third. Like, it's so imperative. He can't let the Zerg get that lead. We do have a single Banshee out, no Cloak, but Cloak is on the way. So by the time the Zerg player gets anything to really deal with that Cloak, he will have the ability to... Sorry, by the time the Zerg player has anything to deal with this Banshee, Cloak will be finished, is what I'm trying to say. These lings are still on the map, and Overlords scattered randomly throughout the map, creating excellent spotting. Hopefully, the Zerg player does see this Banshee, but he's got no Overlords in this area, which is strange. You'd think that he would cover your third, because that is the most likely thing to be dropped. It's really difficult for anyone to destroy a main. Like, I mean, it's great if you can. It's probably the most lovable target to destroy, but the third is such an easy thing to deny. And so you'd think that a lot of spotting would be placed on it. We do see, oh my god, all these drones going down, and with a good position here, with those Hellions, he could get a lot of lings too. Wedged in the mineral line there, he's going to get so many lings, and that Banshee doing a lot of damage as well. It is cloaked, and the Sporkle now just finishing. Will give Queens the ability to shoot it down, so it has to get out of there. Now finally scattering Overlords across the north side of this map. And things are getting juicy. Just saying. ZephyrPrime has got a lot of Queens. And that's a pretty good multi-purpose unit. Queens are so good, man. With that transfuse and some really good range on their anti-air attack. It really denies a lot of things well. Even Marines, they just provide themselves as such great heat shield. We got a lot of lings coming right in here, and they're actually going to catch the Hellions. Oh, good control from the Terran player, managing to save them and actually finding a nice wedge in behind his gas geyser. And it is enough to defend those lings. Excellent play by ByuNPrime, finding the proper spot to hide his Hellions in order to deal with the threat of Banshee being used to deny the last few lings that were trying to cause some trouble. Actually stopped the production of this barracks here, which is kind of funny to me. And this one's not being completed either. So yeah, gonna have to pull off 2 SCVs to finish that. And we are seeing a reactor on this starport, so maybe switching into dropships, medevacs. And so ZephyrPrime will be saturating this third. It's looking pretty good here. Got double Queen to defend. He's got the Spore, he's got the Spine. And just not overcommitting to anything. Queens are never really an overcommission because you have these creep tumors, which, you know, like Queen's energy is so versatile. You can use creep tumors, you can transfuse. Like if this hatchery is starting to go down, boom, transfuse, got more health, lasts a little longer, you know? Or just like anything. I don't know, man. I love Queens. They're so good. And this Queen's caught a little bit naked here. No energy too. He's using his Queen's energy really well, which, you know, for a player I've never heard. I mean, everybody else has probably like heard of this player 100 times, but me personally, I've never seen these two players, and so I'm really impressed with ZephyrPrime considering I've never heard of him. We do have one changeling chilling in the middle of a bunch of lings. Not the best use of a changeling. I'm spying on my own friends. Yeah. And yeah, so we do have a bunch of lings just teeter-tottering back and forth. This single Marine's gonna wander out into the middle of nowhere like, hey guys, I've been gone for a long time. Remember me? I'm Jim, the friendly purple ooze. But Jim's having some trouble here, you know, pulling himself together and whatnot. But anyway, we got a lings flying into the well, deciding to go for the third, which I think is a good choice, to be honest. And if those siege tanks decide to unload on these lings, they're going to be killing Marines, they're going to be killing SCVs. This is just perfect for the third player. Not going so well once the Marines come up, forcing a lot of stim, so we're going to keep the medevac energy pretty low. But I don't think he did enough damage. We're seeing excellent control from ByuNPrime, saving himself a lot of times from some really heavy aggression from the Zerg player. So I really can't say I know who's going to win. I haven't seen a Zerg this aggressive in a long time. That early Ling push was pretty damn scary, and really good control from ByuNPrime, minimizing the surface area on his... ooh, I like that. The dropship pickup to get the Marines in the main faster. I like that a lot. I'm not really sure how he spotted that, the Muta on the way. I really don't know how he spotted that. But anyway, excellent control from ByuNPrime. That's all I have to say. He's been handling this aggression from the Zerg player beautifully. Missile turret finally up. A bunch of SCVs going to get on that to repair it. A couple Marines here and not overcommitting, but a lot of Marines now pulling from the natural to defend these Muta. This Muta ball only going to get bigger, forcing him to either get Thor or, you know, lay down and cry, because as awesome as Marines are against Muta, they just don't have the mobility to cover every single base. That's what these missile turrets are for. Mules really help the Terran player pay for that, and it's up to the Terran player to just predict where these Mutas are coming from, and it looks like ByuNPrime is doing an excellent job. I'm not sure. I feel like ZephyrPrime is being a little bit indecisive with his mutas. He needs to commit or back up. He's taking a lot of extra hits that he doesn't need to take. This muta ball is just staying active on the map. 36 Lings on the way, as well as 15 Banelings, so we will see that very standard Mutalisk Ling Baneling, which, you know, is so typical against Terran. The ZVT concept of that is just, but this, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? It's an excellent build. It's kind of timeless, kind of like Marine Marauder against Protoss. And just like that, Archon Zealot, you know, High Templar. It's just like a timeless concept that works really well. And so against the Terran player that's going mass Marine, you're going to want Bane. And the Mutalisks just really punish a player if he lets his tanks get out of position from those, from the Marines. If the Marines stray from the tanks are fucked. P.S. I'm probably not going to be able to swear if I cast for IPL. That's going to be sad. But anyway, getting a pocket of Marines is pretty much free. But we do see the siege tanks setting up now. I feel like the Muta could do some damage here. There's not as many Marines as there should be for how many Muta there are on the map. But Infestor's coming out, which is a good choice from our Zerg player. What you're seeing here is the color mod, ladies and gentlemen. It's like playing with a giant set of light bright Banelings smashing into the tanks, smashing into the Marines. Like I said, there was just not enough bio there defending the tanks. The Muta, I don't even know where they are. Over here by themselves, not involving themselves in this engagement, but I feel like they should be. I think they could... First of all, this tank is naked now, and I think with a little more spotting, I don't know. I hate... You know, as a commentator, you have 2020 watching these players do things that they can't themselves see, and you just wish they know they can see what you can see. You know, map hacks win, but I don't know. This Terran player getting up into the creep of ZephyrPrime, scanning to destroy tumors. Huge drone transfer that the Terran player just barely missed, and a huge remax of, well, not remax, but close. Look at this. Look at that number just shoot up. 178. We have a lot of Banelings, a lot of Infestors, a lot of Mutalisks, and that's just a scary composition as there's less and less tanks and more Marines. And actually, ByuNPrime taking the Gold Expo, that can really pay off if he can hold it. But there are Infestors out now. A couple of Infestors on this high ground. If the Terran player loses this high ground, mid-ground, he's going to be in trouble. He's going to lose all the SCVs at this station to fungal growth. And here comes what looks like a push. The Lings a little bit far ahead of themselves, I think. But I don't know how this is going to go down. Actually, wisely finding some pockets in the unit composition, in the spread, finding some Marines that are by themselves. Free kills for those Muta. And as the Terran bio gets smaller, the Zerg death ball gets bigger. And we are seeing a max Zerg, almost maxed. He's actually an Overlord short of maxed. And actually staying away from Muta production. Looks like he is going to go into Corruptors. I don't know if there's a greater Spire on the map. I will check in a second. He's going to try to get into this mineral line here, but getting denied by Marines. The tanks moving forward right to the edge of this high ground, which actually leaves this back pocket open. This is a PF now, which is going to be difficult to engage. And actually, his unit's not on hold position, getting kind of tugged into the siege tanks by good micro from the Terran. And oh my god, just sloppy control from the Zerg, allowing his units to just wander into their deaths. Marines coming forward to bait these units once again. A couple Banelings killing an equal amount of Marines, which is not how you want to use them. They need to be more cost effective than that. So obviously there is a greater spire as Broodlords join the fray. Mutas and Corruptors being used to deny the Vikings and almost kill the tanks. These tanks are, well, there's a lot of Marines back here, but these front tanks aren't protected by much. A couple Vikings. These Broodlords are a little far forward for my liking. Oh my god, one Broodlord. Transfuse onto the Broodlords. Great micro on those Queens from the Zerg player. Actually forcing a lot of damage upon the Terran player. He's getting a lot of good tanks. I can't believe those transfuses. I thought he was going to lose those Broodlords. That was freaking awesome. So ladies and gentlemen, ZephyrPrime and the Terran player ByuNPrime. Oh my god. Oh my god. It is pretty freaking awesome. And like I said, two players that I don't know, I am very, very pleased. So we're seeing a huge engagement here. Muta's actually kind of wandering into their death. Not too proud of that. Corruptors trying to get in on top of those Vikings, but the Marines are just so many Marines. A good fungal growth goes down on those Marines. Another one needs to go down on those Vikings, and it does. The Corruptors gonna get some Vikings. The siege tanks making this very difficult for the Zerg player to get in close. Getting another great fungal off on the Marines, so now that all there really is siege tanks. If he could get some more Broodlords, if he could get some more Corruptors, he could get those for free. There aren't enough Marines to defend them, and all there is Vikings. I think the Muta could take them. He needs to bait forward the Vikings like this. The Corruptor's going to push forward on top of those Vikings, and actually going to be indecisive once again. He needs another transfuse on those Broodlords. They're all gonna go down. They're so soft. Oh my god. So the Viking does go down. ZephyrPrime with these Corruptors, with these Broodlords. He needs to keep those Broodlords alive. The Terran player really trying to get on top of the Marines, pulling forward, but the Broodlings are making it really difficult for the Terran player to get close. And the Vikings are making it so hard for Zephyr to get in close. The siege tanks are in huge number. Banelings running forward. The Lings running forward in on top of the tanks. Corruptors in huge numbers. ZephyrPrime with Broodlords still surviving will push into this department, I don't know, this destruction compound. So many missile turrets. It's like this own separate base in the middle of the map, but it looks like the Terran player showing his resilience with his siege tanks, with his Vikings, with his Marines, pushes the Zerg player back, holding this mid-ground by a thread. Gentlemen, I need to take a drink. Oh my god, what a great game. Guys, I hope you're enjoying this match. Like I said, I'm trying to get onto casting this IPN tournament number 5. You see a bunch of Marines coming up on here. If you enjoy my casting, throw a comment down in the comment section below. Try to get me casting IPL. I hope I can do that for you guys. A lot of drones going down for Zephyr. These Marines are being so cost effective, but they do get engaged by a bunch of Rings of Spine Crawler in perfect range. Just pick away at them. A bunch of Banelings coming in here making contact, and that was probably a fantastic drop for ByuNPrime. We'll see long term if he needs those Marines, but he killed a lot of drones. Fantastic engagement for ByuNPrime. And just not really many more Broodlords in production. We're seeing 8 Corruptors. Hopefully those get turned into Broodlords shortly, and a few more Infestors just to keep the Viking Marine back. But these Broodlords caught in the middle of the map, throwing his Queens forward, I think, to try and stall, but now pulling them back. Corruptors getting hit just in time. A great fungal growth going down on all those Vikings. And more, Banelings dying to siege tanks. Not what the Zerg player needed. I feel like his numbers are dwindling too far. 114 supply to 179. We'll see his capability to remax right now, but more Marines rushing in to this mineral line. There's nothing here to defend it. And oh my god, a couple Lings getting in here, but a good stim on those Marines allows him to deny them completely. Pulling a few units up here, as we can see, but it's not going to be enough. GG from ZephyrPrime. This game goes to ByuNPrime, the Terran, with the resolve. Watching him defend countless aggressions at the start that I think put the Zerg player behind economically, and just a fantastic match from both these players. Guys, I'm SSN Incarnum. I want to cast for you guys in IPL. That is the IGN Pro League, and I hope you guys want me there as well. I'll see you guys soon, and I hope you guys consider me for the position.